having the ability and the character of maintaining an inner peace despite the storms of life is going to be able to help you so much further, right? Because if you get tossed and driven by the storms, by the wind, it's going to derail you. So how do you maintain kind of composure? That is really hard. There's that monkish lifestyle where you just forego everything.
Yeah.
Sure, that gets rid of distraction if you just choose not to pursue anything. That's one way to go about it. Very much so, I look up to the people who are in the midst of all these storms, but they're able to maintain composure, right? They're able to stay calm and manage everything with a smile. They're not panicking. That is definitely a skill.
Yeah.
That's honed over the years. How do you build up that character so that despite all the craziness, they're able to bring the peace and calm to everybody else?
I feel like my tendency too is like immediately more monkish of like, you know, just you need to be in nature, you know, you need to just get away from technology. And yeah, what are your thoughts?
I think very much so. Inner peace is about taming the different passions within you, both vice and virtue. Let's talk about vice. Greed, lust, envy, pride, all sorts of negative emotions with a lot of strong power and energy. And then there's the virtues that are just as dangerous if you let it go wild, right? Romantic love, for example. If you throw yourself at it and that's the only thing that is your guiding principle, you can ruin your life. You can squander everything for it, right? Having a good sense of inner peace is very much self-control in taming all those emotions.
If you're someone who hasn't been good about maintaining inner peace and you recognize that in yourself, how would you form that habit? Where should they start?
I think you start exploring emotions by itself, getting a better vocabulary. So many guys, men, we don't really have the vocabulary to deal with all these emotions, and we just end up blowing up. But it's like, well, there's so many steps that happen before that happen, right? And so even just learning it is, I think, very fruitful, very good, and I feel like most people should learn it. I think the second quality, almost every teacher, coach will agree, is being teachable. When you are in a position where you're constantly leading and teaching others and you're trying to build up a team, there's probably no other quality that is like more important. I think being teachable is very, very much tied to humility and being able to repent. I generally see a correlation. If you have a strong ego and you have a strong sense of pride, you are most likely not teachable. You are maybe very, very competent. You are able to push through things yourself, but when somebody else tries to help you and correct you and teach you, you are not very receptive to it, or you maybe only receive 10% of it, versus somebody who is very, very teachable. Maybe their innate ability is much lower, but everybody wants to come and help that person succeed. And so they get 100%, they get 1,000%, and they're able to grow. There's a few people I know, Gun being one of them, Jimmy, my cousin, is another. They are extremely teachable. One of the most teachable people that I know. And they have the natural ability to draw other people to want to help them.
Yes.
And they fail at so many things, and then every time they fail, they, you know, really, really strong people around them want to come in and just help them out and teach them, and then they gain and they grow and they are able to achieve. If you have that innocence to it, like you are doing a task and you want to do it well, and you're having fun doing it, and you're struggling, and then you ask for help with a smile, and then you get the help and you say thank you and you grow from it, and you really just genuinely celebrate the fact that you did it just like a little kid. And you're able to do that your entire life, and it's never about ego. It's always about just the thing itself. I think because they were able to do that, it attracted a lot of people who wanted to help. As I've gotten older over the years, there's one characteristic that I really value is childlike purity. And so sometimes you meet these very rare individuals where when they were in high school, in college, afterwards, they remain the same. One of my favorite animes is Hunter x Hunter, and one of the main character, he has that quality. He stays the same. He has that innocence and that curiosity, regardless of what happens in the world. He stays true to himself, and so that became kind of my role model in that sense. Even though in the anime he's like this 12-year-old kid, right? But when you really know what you're after and you pursue that your whole life, what other people are doing that's different from you won't derail you, and you won't end up chasing all these other things. I think that's the way to maintain that gem-like flame, is to recognize it early on, and to keep on pursuing it. And if you're lucky enough to discover that when you're young, and that's why the maxim like know yourself is so valuable. Good parenting makes a huge difference, right?
And knowing your kid, I guess, as well.
But I think there's the value of being a good parent, right? When you are a good parent, when you learn psychology, when you learn these traits, and you're able to kind of guide the young, and instill, and you might, and it might not be just your own kids, but a good teacher who have this insight. And when the child is able to really know who they are and what they like, and they're able to stay on course, it is so refreshing for everybody around them. The last one is about how to wake up. We've talked about how to get better sleep. But how to wake up is a completely different skill set.
Completely different skill set.
You could go to sleep, you can get a good sleep, but you might still not want to get out of bed. Or get out of bed, but still have energy. And so just getting out of the bed, that short 30 minutes, if you do it right, it could make a whole world of difference. But if you do it wrong, that half an hour could become like an hour and a half. I found two things that could be very, very helpful. One is the morning light clock. It naturally wakes you up. So it fills the room with sunlight. It's not abrupt. It's not like jarring sound. And I think sometimes that jarring alarm sound makes you more tired because you were restful and then you suddenly jerk yourself awake, and then you're shocked, and then you're trying to go back to sleep. So there's this intense struggle, and that struggle expends so much energy. Like you're already tired and you're expending energy, so you're even more tired. And then if you are not struggling to go back to sleep, if you have something to look forward to of what you want to do, that's the second thing. You have a very clear routine that you really like to do, that you want to do, you're looking forward to do, and then you get up and you immediately do it, and then you can get some light or fresh air. That helps you so much. It helps me so much, right? Hit up those five senses. It awakens your system, and you can do that within like 5 minutes of getting up and you look forward to it. You're letting everything outside of your system help you wake up, as opposed to just you internally expending all your willpower. Right?
Get up,
and snooze. Oh, get up. And then it's like by the time you start working, clocking in, you've used up half your willpower. And you know, like that sucks, because that's the thing that's limiting your success, right? Because we only have so much willpower, and if you use half of it just to get out of bed, or help somebody else get out of bed, right? Your kids, and try to get them ready and stuff like that. If they become self-starters, if you teach them the method to get out of bed, and so they enjoy, they're morning people, you're a morning person, or you create the system where you enjoy the mornings more, then suddenly you have so much more power and resource for the rest of the day. So just waking up and getting that rhythm right, it's probably more important than anything else you could do that morning.
Totally.
And that's it for episode 3, season 5. This was really, really fun. We have 2 more episodes left to close out this series. Can't wait.
Bye.
Okay.